accepted, challenge accepted. Reality is always challenge accepted. Challenge accepted, challenge accepted. Reality is always challenge accepted.
Welcome back, welcome back.
Welcome back. Now it's time for one of our favorite parts of the day, the lightning talks. And for the first time in the entire history of Challenge Accepted events, we are going to have
A lightning song. Our speaker, Hila Fish, would like to greet you with a freshly brewed song. Hila, the mic is yours. Please welcome her to the stage with big round of applause. Hila Fish!
Thank you, guys. Okay. So I wrote, this is a song about dev enablement. I hope you enjoy. It's astounding. Devs are fleeting. Madness in production, on call. As it gets closer, and our devs are no longer. We've got to source control. I remember letting the devs do the ops warp on their own. PR review was so easy, and guardrails were so rewarding. Let devs do the ops warp again. Let devs do the ops warp again. It's just a push to the git, and then a step in the pipe. Put your hands on your keys. You bring your ops in tight. But it's the dev enablement that really drives me insane. Let devs do the ops warp again. Let devs do the ops warp again. It's so dreamy. Oh, code owners, free me. So it can't be a bottleneck, no, not at all. With the right automation and some culture intention. But beware of FinOps, they see all. With a bit of a mind flip, you're into the ops slip. And never can never be the same. You spin up some clusters, have all the permissions. Let devs do the ops warp again. Let devs do the ops warp again. Well, I got an urgent ticket in Jira today to grant devs some permissions. And I said, why not auto-approve and revoke them once done? So I created a permission Slack bot with a flow of team leader approval. And you know, self-service, this is what it's all about. Let devs do the ops warp again. Let devs do the ops warp again. It's just a push to the git, and then a step in the front. Put your hands on your keys. You bring your ops in tight. But it's the dev enablement that really drives me insane. Let devs do the ops warp again. Let devs do the ops warp again. Thank you very much. And I gotta say, I wrote the lyrics by myself, no ChatGPT, okay? So, thank you.
Thank you, Hila. That was great. Actually, I would like for you to continue with the lightning songs, but
If I had more, for sure.
yeah, okay. We have one more spot.
Yes.
The sixth one is free. So we continue now. After that blowing the roof song, we can continue with the lightning talks.
Yes.
And the first
Spasimir Pavlov. Заповядай.
You have 5 minutes. When they're когато изтекат, you will hear a gong. You'll hear the sound like dong or something like that, and that means that your time is up.
Hello to you all. Because of the unfortunate lack of time, I will have to skip any kind of introductions and just get straight to the point, which is to never trust your users. This is so cliche and it's so annoying to hear, I absolutely understand, but unfortunately it's also true. And surprisingly enough, the worst case scenario is not when your users don't have any idea what they're doing, it's actually when they know quite a bit too much. And the reason for this is because your users will always have significantly more motivation to break your stuff than you might ever have to protect it. And when you combine that motivation with some skill, you can end up in some very bad situations. And so for this, I'm going to share a quick personal story. If anyone's heard me talk about something similar, I promise this is a different story, it's a different platform. And this platform is used by millions of people. It's used in a lot of different countries, and it has some very high-end sponsors. So it's not just some junk application written by an intern, though it feels like one, unfortunately. And I also, for legal reasons, have to say I've not reported this yet, nor will I ever probably. And also for legal reasons, I have not used it to do anything, but please don't chase me, I'm just having fun. So the important features of the platform we need to focus on today are the fact that it allows you to send messages to other people and that it allows you to upload files. First, let's focus on the messages. I assume most of you know what an XSS attack is, but quickly for the people who don't, in this case it's just the idea that I can send you a message and without much of any kind of interaction on your part, I can run any kind of code I want in your browser, which is not good. And I tried to do this on the platform, but surprisingly enough, they had a lot of protections. They cleaned everything, removed scary attributes, they did everything correctly. So I was a bit disappointed, but for the platform to function, they had to allow some elements. So they allowed paragraphs, they allowed spans, stuff like that. And interestingly enough, they also allowed iframes, which is a red flag, but on its own, it shouldn't really be a problem because iframes are completely separate from the parent context unless the source is actually on the same domain. But that's fine because we don't control their domain, so it's okay. So as a dev, we'll look at this feature and we'll say, okay, we've done a good job here, there's nothing anyone can attack, we're fine. And they're correct. So moving on to the second feature, which is file uploading. This particular file upload has a file leak vulnerability, which I also found. I have not disclosed, we will not talk about it now. Instead, we will focus on the fact that it allows you to upload any kind of file, JavaScript, HTML, anything. This is fine, and it's required for the platform to function. But also, it is again a red flag. But the bigger problem here is that it then ends up serving these files under the same domain as the rest of the application, which on its own, again, shouldn't be a problem. It's not good practice, but it shouldn't cause any issues. Well, it does. Because as a developer, we will look at this and again say we don't really have any issues with this, other than the file leak. So we've done a good job. We will stop here. But your users will never simply stop here, and neither did I. So I did a little bit of coding. I just made a malicious HTML file with some JavaScript that just steals your account, and they uploaded it to their server. So now I had my own code under their domain, which I shouldn't have, and then I can just send a message with an iframe to anyone I want, and when they do as much as just open to read it, I now have access to their account. This is terrible. We never want to allow this to happen. And these are the kinds of edge cases that are so far-fetched that we will never really think of them as developers. But unfortunately, your users will eventually find these kinds of vulnerabilities. Even though we don't think they exist, they do. We just don't know about them yet. And at some point, some user will tell us about them, either in a friendly manner or unfortunately not so friendly. So all I ask of you is that every now and then you just put a bit of effort to step into the shoes of a user who wants nothing but the worst for you, and just try to break your platform. You have more knowledge than any user will ever have about its implementation. Use it, and you will find stuff that you never thought was possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Spasimir. Thank you very much. And next one is Benjamin Bischoff. Please welcome to the stage again. Your applause for Benjamin.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry to bother you again with my face. I was on stage yesterday. First, I would like to call out Rado's talk from today because it's nice to meet someone who is on the same vein concerning boring technologies and older tools and why you might want to consider those. This was right up my alley, thank you. But this is not what I want to talk about. In the next 4 minutes, 35 seconds, I will not sing, I will not dance. No, don't worry. Sorry, don't worry. So this is more about how a simple change in team structure can make a big difference, because when I joined my company, Trivago, in 2016, it was just in the process of setting up a new automation team, a test automation team specifically, because there was some test automation done in the QA team already. Here and there, it was not structured. Everybody tried their own thing, so nobody knew what was going on, what technologies were used. So we were formed as a team of developers focused on test automation. And our main focus was creating frameworks, creating guidelines, creating the pipelines that should be used by the QA engineers to write tests. So our purpose was not to write actual tests for our application. By the way, we are not working with external clients. It's all internal, which made it much, much easier. So we got to work, and being a pure technical team, of course, we focused on technology a lot. So after quite some time, we finished everything. We finished the pipelines. We did a nice framework. We had a list of guidelines. And then we approached our customers, QA engineers and developers, and said, here, let's do test automation. We have everything. That did not work at all. No, not at all. We were so proud of our work, but there was a lot of bias because the developers didn't know what we were, because we said we were developers, but we were somehow QA, and in some weird thing, test automation, they didn't really know why. Also QA didn't know why. There was a lot of bias and a lot of quotes like, do they want to turn us into developers now? And also, my favorite was, even though I don't like the term manual testing, my favorite quote was, I don't have time for automation because I have so much manual testing to do. Yeah, I know. But this bias was there. And when we came in as the fifth wheel, there was a very good relationship between devs and QA already. So we were not fitting into anything. And everybody mistrusted us. We mistrusted our clients too. Yeah, I know. So the project that we worked on and we were so proud of was about to fail after 1 year. So then there was a change, and the test automation engineers were integrated into QA. And that doesn't sound like much, but now technically we belonged to QA. That meant that suddenly we were much, much closer to our customers, the QA engineers. We knew their pain points, but we could also learn from their experience with exploratory testing. and we knew exactly what they needed, where they lost time, where they wanted to spend their time more wisely, and then we could provide exactly what they needed. And also because we had this dev-QA relationship that was already well established, suddenly, because we belonged to QA, our relationship with the developers was much, much better. And that's basically what I wanted to tell you, that a small change in organization can make a big, big difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Benjamin. And now the next lightning speaker is Galina and Karma. Please applaud them. Guess who's gonna speak?
Microphone.
Hey everybody, I'm Kalina and this is Karma. Karma, say hi. Oh, she doesn't want to say hi. She's tired, I guess. Sunday afternoon, we are all tired of talking about software, talking about technology, talking about stuff. So today I'm going to talk about mountains and caving. Because I'm a QA, but I'm also a climber and a caver, probably the first in the world. So mountains are pretty fun when you have a dog, and they're not fun when you don't have a dog. I mean, mountains are not made accessible. I guess most of the software is not made accessible too. But then when you have a dog, things are getting quite easier. So if you're a developer, right now you can imagine a karma is the accessibility that you might want to implement in your software when you're writing it. And if you imagine that your software is a mountain, this mountain may be totally inaccessible. See, no mountain ever thinks about blind people ascending and descending it. It's just a mountain. It's just there. But then when you have a dog, when you create some space and you give some energy to the training of the dog, or training your team, or implementing your accessibility standards, or asking questions, things may become absolutely different. And I was thinking about caving. Caving is maybe the only thing that is naturally accessible to blind people. You know why? Okay. Why? It's dark. Yeah, all the creatures there that are naturally living in the caves, they're actually blind. So mountain and caving are, climbing and caving have nothing to do with it. And caves are naturally accessible. You know, climbers accepted me as a climber much more easier than cavers did. This was very shocking. Like, you wouldn't think that this was possible. A place that is naturally dark, people would not accept me. And climbers, where things are pretty dangerous, they were fine with me. You know what was the big difference? Climbers were asking questions. Climbers were curious to know how am I climbing? How am I leading the tours on the cliffs? How am I going to 5,000 meters in Nepal with this dog? Why am I doing this? Why am I not staying home? Cavers were interested in drinking beer. They were not interested in the people like me who are just all over the place asking questions and trying to do this and do that. And the big difference between an accessible world and not the world that is not so accessible is the questions and the curiosity that we all have towards each other. Like right now, when I finish this 4 or 5 minutes talk, you can all go and continue thinking about your stuff, or you could try activating your, let's say, TalkBack on your Android device, and try checking your mail with this. So this is my challenge to you. You might want to check your mail tonight with your screen reader on your mobile device. They promised me that they will tell me when it's 4 minutes. So I'm going to use my last minute to say, accept the challenge and ask questions and give your applause to Karma, because this is her last working day and she's going to be one retired dog from tomorrow on, and she's going to play around and do nothing. Have fun, guys.
Well, I suppose it will be really hard for Ivailo Yosifov now to take the stage, but the stage is yours.
Hey everyone. Okay. My name is Ivailo and I am CTO of FindMeCure. I spent my whole life in healthcare and leading teams and companies in the last 15 years. And I'm really proud of two things. The first is that I'm in the business of saving lives. Hundreds of thousands of lives. The second thing is the culture that I've managed to build in my teams and my companies. So I'm going to talk about the second thing and more specifically about one specific topic. How many of you have ever heard from a boss or an HR, we here are like a family. In our company, we are one big family. How many of you have heard that? Well, I call this bullshit. In FindMeCure, we are a sports team. And you ask, what's the difference? Like, the difference is huge. Let's start with the family part. Each of us has that annoying family member that no one likes, like an uncle or a cousin. Each of us has that number of family members that you see only on weddings and funerals. So basically, when you draw the line, you don't care about half of your family. In a sports team, it's a completely different situation. In a sports team, in order for the team to succeed, you should care about your teammates. In a sports team, if one teammate is not performing on the same level, usually you substitute this person. In a sports team, when someone's not performing, the first thing that others do is to let this person know that the person is not performing and to try to help him or her to perform on the level of the others, if not better. So the difference between being a family and being a sports team is huge. So next time when you hear that at the company you are like a family, a red flag should be waved, and you should think twice about this company. Yep, I'm that extreme. And the last thing I want to wish you is to work in more companies that are like sports teams and less families. Thank you.
Hello, thank you. And the last one is someone who's called Peter. No, I don't know that guy. Peter Sabev, your ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, everyone. I haven't been on this stage since yesterday. And actually, I wanted to be a little bit more relaxed today. Anyway, what I just heard inspired me spontaneously to write down my name on the last lecture. So It will be a short recap of the lightning talks and maybe the entire day. And I will start with Hila. Congratulations about the song. Where is Hila? I don't see her. Anyway, it was great, and I would be happy to have more initiatives like this. So I saw you, and I will be really happy if you have any crazy ideas to share them in your feedback. There will be a feedback form as always. Second of all, I would like to go to Spasimir's talk, which actually made me come here, and tell you, I can say just 3 words actually. Google responsible disclosure. Look at that guy. Spasimir, how old are you? 16, 17? 18? Oh, full-aged, great. Cool. So that is one of the reasons we are inviting high school students here on Dev Challenge Accepted, because those people really contribute to our community. And following up Pavel's talk about the generations difference, I think we need to be inclusive of those generations that are completely different. But look at that guy. He has found a vulnerability. He wants to disclose that vulnerability and does not do that because of legal reasons. So if you are manager of a company, think about having a responsible disclosure policy. If you have that, many people don't want to be the bad guys, don't want to be the bad hackers. They just need to disclose the information and the company not to sue them after that for hacking. So make sure your company has a disclosure policy. If it doesn't, make such a disclosure policy or push your boss to do so. Okay, then we go with Benjamin. And Benjamin's speech was really interesting because I have a similar story about KPIs, and actually they are from several different companies. I will give just 2 examples. One of them was the company set a KPI that was bugs towards lines of code, and they connected their year bonuses to that. Guess what happened? People are writing lines, hundreds, thousands of lines of nonsense code just to have more lines of code for the statistics. And when the QA finds a bug, the developer comes to them and says, okay, please don't report that in Jira. I will give you a beer and I will resolve this within a few hours. So please just don't walk the bug. Yeah. So when there are KPIs, people know about them, things change because people are trying to abuse those metrics. So take your metrics, but not always get that. I have only 1 minute left. The other thing was number of pull requests per developer per month. Not commits, pull requests. I had a guy that made a big feature with 200 commits, and he had only one pull request. So consider that. What metrics do you use and how do you measure that? And last but not least, I'm reaching Ivailo's talk about the family. And he said that if you have family and if you have company and they call you one big family, this is not correct. I completely agree with him. The thing is, here at Dev Challenge Accepted and QA Challenge Accepted, of course, I have a family, and my wife is here, my son is here, my daughter is here, and all my close friends that some of them I'm best man, they are all here, the people in the booth shirts are all friends between themselves. We are going bigger. And if you like to join our big family and become a strong team.
5 minutes, sorry.
Thank you.
Challenge accepted.